This is TimeOut Corner, and you are in the corner. So, this is going to be, I guess you could say, the first episode of TNT. That's Thought in Thought. And I'll be going over the Nintendo NX. Not the actual product, more so along news and other aspects of Nintendo NX. Things that surround the Nintendo NX. I'll be going over that. So this is, like I said, the first episode of TNT, or the second, I can't remember. And I'll actually be making another video to explain TNT in depth more further. Probably maybe the next day or two, whatever. But back to this video. This is the first episode of Thought and Thought. Now, again, I want to talk about the Nintendo NX. Now, when I talk about this, I'm not going to be talking about it in the sense of how most people talk about the Nintendo NX. You know, most people, when they talk about the NX, they're talking about, how they expect it to be, what Nintendo has to do to succeed, to not fail again, or what games they expect, how they expect the games to look, how they expect the games to be, how they expect the type of inputs, the controllers they should have, or if it's a system, if it's a console, if it's a handheld, if it's this or that, if it's a mini mo, we don't know. Get your boat and go. I gotta try to spit that flow. So give you the dough, running out the back door. Grab the NX from the Nintendo store. Anyways, that actually rhymed. Shoot, that's pretty good. TimeOut Corner. Anyways, I keep going off on a rant. Oh yeah, be sure to watch out for talk radio episodes. I'll be doing songs at the end of those. Anyways, so most people talk about that when they discuss the NX. TimeOut Corner for this episode right here, I'm not going to be doing that. Also, more recently for the Nintendo NX, people have been discussing about the recent news. I don't really call it news since it's not official. And I don't even remember where it came from. But a lot of people have been discussing that as well, about the 20 million units that are expected next year for the NX sometime. But anyways, my thinking for this episode is next year when the NX comes out. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't think the NX is going to come out next year, but for the sake of this video, when I say when the Nintendo NX comes out next year, I'm just saying that based on what most people think because of some news or article that came out maybe a month or two ago. But anyways, I personally don't think the NX is coming out next year, but for this video, I'm just going to say it is. Now, I think there's going to be something that happens next year when the NX comes out. Again, I don't think it's coming out next year. It may, who knows? It may not. I just don't think it will. No biggie if it does. But when the NX comes out next year, I think there's going to be a big, there's something dramatic. There's going to be this outcry. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Okay, I meant to say this. Okay, rewind. When the NX doesn't come out next year, that's what I meant to say. If the NX or when the NX doesn't come out next year, I expect there to be a big outcry. I am expecting an outcry like no other. Like, I'm expecting the biggest outcry. I'm expecting people to go berserk. I'm expecting a whole bunch of people say Nintendo doesn't get it, Nintendo failed, Nintendo missed a big opportunity, Nintendo this, Nintendo that. All because people were expecting something based off of unofficial news. All because people got their expectations up from nothing like that. All because people think they know how things should happen now, because they think stuff doesn't happen a certain way anymore, or they think that because it was announced it has to be happened then, or whatever. They think it should be like this way. or because they think because the Wii U didn't sell good that it has to come out, next year, or mainly it's going to be because whatever excuse or reason they give why they think is that if it doesn't come out next year and they cry about it, the only mainly reason is because of their expectations of them thinking it is supposed to come out next year, mainly because of that story that came out a while ago, and because everybody else will be jumping on that hate wagon, hating or dissing or talking about Nintendo for why the NX didn't come out. And I think that's going to happen. It happens all the time with Nintendo anyways. When you have the Nintendo Directs, people get really upset when they don't mention the game they thought should have been there, or they don't go in depth about some news that they thought they or figured that they should have talked about more, or they something. And I'm like, well, you know what, guys, you can go to the Sony push or the Microsoft Live Expo, when I'm making those, like, okay, I'll just say this: you can go to the Sony Directs or the Microsoft Directs and tell us how they do it, so we can tell Nintendo how to do it. But that's right, they don't do it. The third parties don't do these Directs like Nintendo does it. So to say how they should do it is sort of okay. They are doing it, how it's supposed to be done, because they're the only ones doing it, So everything else is just what you hope for. It didn't happen. It's, to me, it's, if for Directs anyways, if they don't say they're gonna do it, then you can have expectations for it or hope it comes. But if it doesn't come, to me, it's like you can't really get mad at it just because you thought or think it should have happened. Now, if they said it was going to happen and they just were nowhere to be found, or was the complete opposite of what they said, then yeah, you could be upset. Or, hey, what the heck? I was expecting it to come out because you said it was, so I was hyped for it. And okay, then same for the NX. They never said it was coming out next year, so they're going to reveal it. Now if they don't reveal it next year of nothing, okay, yeah, you could be upset. But if they don't come out with it next year, if you get upset and start doing this crazy Nintendo, giving in the middle finger and stuff because some article or some guy said it was going to come out next year and it don't come out next year, it's like, how you going to get mad? Nintendo didn't say it was. They said it's going to reveal it, anyways. So I still think when Nintendo NX doesn't come out next year, and then rephrase this, I don't think it's going to come out anyway next year, because since a lot of people think it's going to come out next year, and it may come out next year, I don't know, but I don't think it will. But for the sake of this video, again, when it doesn't come out next year, I'm expecting to go buy a Kevlar helmet, put it on, get a flak jacket or bulletproof vest, because I expect a lot of ammo and shells and cannons to be launched at Nintendo from gamers, from journalists, from websites, from YouTubers, to just hit Nintendo hard, and Nintendo gamers as well. Why? Once again, because they're expecting something that they can expect, but they shouldn't think it's warranted to be guaranteed to be shown, or to happen. And that's pretty much what it is. I think that's going to happen. I probably ran it too long because, hey, TimeOut Corner's back. I'm kind of happy to be back. I ain't really been nowhere, just, back on the YouTube doing the videos for you dudes. And you do that, or female-lets, however you say it, anyways. So that's what I think. When the NX doesn't come out next year, I expect a big fallout. I expect, people to put on their no boxing gloves. They want to hit Nintendo in the face with their bare hands, give it the most hurt they can. I expect people to go crazy on Nintendo. Again, if Nintendo doesn't do it what they wanted, people will go crazy. So that's what I expect to happen, people. So yeah, that's it. So it's TimeOut Corner, giving my thought. This isn't really a pure episode of Thought and Thought, because Thought and Thought is a little different. It's more geared towards a single person and praising them or giving them the props for something they said. So this isn't really a TNT, but it was a thought I had on a thought from other how other people were reacting, towards Nintendo NX news. So it's semi thought and thought, but maybe the next episode will be more thought and thought, and an official thought and thought. And I'll be making a video to explain thought and thought further. Again, it's TimeOut Corner. I'm out. You guys stick your nose in the corner and wait for the next episode. I think I'll use that from now on.